Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So today, I want to talk about this altcoin rally. A lot of altcoins are rallying today. And also talk about what it means for Bitcoin dominance to fall below 50%. So what does this mean? Does this mean that we're in full-blown altcoin season? Maybe, but I do have something interesting to show you guys. This has happened before. It's not the first time this has happened. So, is history repeating itself, or is this something new? And of course, there's a lot more to talk about. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. 2 streams every day, 11:30 a.m., 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You know, just so you guys know, and a lot of YouTubers do this, and you guys are wondering why YouTubers are late. It's not that we're late, because notification doesn't start until that time that you set. So normally there's a 3 to 5 minute wait. So that is why that is why people are waiting for people to come in. Just so you guys know, because everyone keeps complaining, George is always late. I'm not late. I'm never late. You guys are just early. That's all. All right, let's do this. Let's change my screen here. Oh, here we go. Disconnected. I don't know what that means. Let's refresh this. Come on. Let's go. There we go. There we go. Okay, there we go. We're back. We're back in full force. So Bitcoin is at around 55,000, right? And, you know, it's so weird what 12 hours can, you know, what it does to like a person's, I guess, perspective. Yesterday night, we fell down to 55,000, a little bit lower, like 54-ish, right? And people were just so bearish. Like everyone yesterday was so bearish. Today, people are bullish again, despite the fact Bitcoin is at the same level, right? This is what I'm saying. You know, things change very, very quickly. What you want to focus on is you want to focus on the bigger picture. You want to ignore the FUD. Every time Bitcoin falls a little bit, there's people that's spreading FUD. Like even Scott Miner of Guggenheim is spreading FUD. You know, there's a whole lot of people that's spreading FUD, right? What you want to concentrate on is the bigger picture. And I'm going to show you a lot of bigger picture today, bigger picture type stuff today. And if you pay attention to what's going on around the world with Bitcoin, then you'll realize there's nothing to worry about. There's absolutely nothing to worry about, and that's what you need to focus on. So despite the fact, yes, Bitcoin is in this weird area between 57 and 54. I know a couple times we went below 54 and felt uncomfortable, but you know what? Bitcoin came right back up, and what's happening right now is BTC Dominance is falling. It's falling hard. In fact, we're at 49.5%. And ETH Dominance is at 14.7, which is pretty high. As high as I remember for a very, very, very long time. But that's not the highest. And I'm going to show you that in a little bit. So what does this mean? What does this mean? Well, let's look at what happened in 2017. The last time Bitcoin rally hard, the crypto market rally hard. So this is a chart of Bitcoin dominance or total market dominance. So back in 2017, you know, even March of 2017, right? So that was not too long ago. It was only 3 years ago, 4 years ago now. Bitcoin dominance was at 85%. Staggering. Bitcoin dominance was always high 90s, 80s until Ethereum got popular. And then it spurred the ICOs. It spurred like this new market, right? Where things are based on smart contracts and not just clones of Bitcoin. And that's why Bitcoin dominance, you can see here, Bitcoin dominance fell as low as 37%. And Ethereum dominance went up as high as 31%. So right now, with Ethereum dominance climbing up, it's nowhere close to that 31%, right? So can it happen again? Maybe it can happen again. But obviously where Bitcoin dominance is right now below 50%, we have seen this before. In 2017, we have seen it. And that was about mid-2017 in June. But guess what happened afterwards? You know, the altcoins didn't just keep rallying. They didn't keep going. In fact, after about June, that's when Ethereum dominance started falling hard. In fact, Ethereum dominance fell as low as 10%, from 30% down to 10%. And you know why? Because Bitcoin started rallying hard. Since June, July, August, especially the latter, few months, like October, November, and December, Bitcoin rallied hard. Really, 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 really hard. So Ethereum and others, they suffered because of it. Bitcoin dominance went as high as 62% again, right? From its low of 30-something percent. It literally doubled within just a few months, right? And then when the Bitcoin bubble burst, December of 2020, December of 2017, and then January of 2018, that's when Bitcoin dominance fell really, really hard, and we got down to like 32%, 33% Bitcoin dominance, right? So what can we learn from this? Well, right now, we started at a lower point, but you can see Bitcoin dominance was at 86%. This year, we started, roughly around 60%. But you could see a pattern, right? You could see the altcoins rallying. Ever since 2021 happened, came, the last 3 months, altcoins have been flying high, right? And you can see Bitcoin dominance over here coming down. So this reminds me a lot like over here, just like 2017, because it was at the beginning of 2017 when Bitcoin dominance started falling because altcoins got really, really, really hot. This reminds me a lot of 2017 if you look at it. Yes, we started 20% lower because altcoins are here and you have a lot more altcoins and the projects they're much bigger now, but still, it's reminding me a lot like that. So what does this mean? If we're going to mimic 2017, Bitcoin dominance can continue to fall and fall maybe as low as 30-something percent. And that would still be normal because we saw the very same thing in 2017, right? So I think some people are panicking right now thinking, oh, this is the first time it's happened. No, it happened in 2017. But what can happen after that is when Bitcoin is ready to really, really, really pump, and I'm talking about the latter half of this year, because this is the 4th year of the 4-year cycle. When Bitcoin goes on a crazy rally, which can still happen. I just want to remind you guys, we're still in April, right? So going from June, July, August to the end of the year, we could have the same kind of explosiveness happen where Bitcoin just drains out the liquidity from all the altcoins because it starts pumping hard to $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 by the end of the year. It could have that happen again, right? So this is why I still stress this 50, 25, 25 rule. 50% in Bitcoin, 25% in big caps, 25% in mid to small caps, right? Because right now I know it's very, very hot for altcoins. A lot of people are thinking, I don't need to hold Bitcoin. But you never know. When Bitcoin starts pumping, it really pumps and it really drains out. And some of you guys have not experienced that. But in 2017, that's exactly what happened. Altcoins rallied to the moon until Bitcoin started rallying, and then all the altcoins got really, really weak once again until the very latter half of 2017 and early 2018, right? So this reminds me a lot like it. So what's my conclusion? Bottom line, we can see this continue on. We're in that mini altcoin season. We could see Bitcoin dominance fall down even lower, possibly to the 40s and possibly to even the 30s, okay? And that would still not be abnormal. That would still fall within the realm of normal. But just because that happens doesn't mean it's going to stay there. Bitcoin's turn could be right around the corner after that, and we could see some explosiveness beyond 6 figures, right? Beyond 100,000. So just want to give you guys a history lesson of what Bitcoin dominance what it has happened before. All right. So besides that, what else is there? Well, let's look at some of the reasons why Bitcoin dominance is going down, right? Well, according to this article, Grayscale adds nearly another $1 billion in crypto in 24 hours. And this is not just going into their Bitcoin trust. This is going into all their other trusts. So, I mean, look at it. Their trust is, there's a ton of trusts out there. Besides Bitcoin, you have BAT, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink, Decentraland, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Filecoin, Horizon, Litecoin, Livepure, Stellar, Zcash, and then they have their own fund, right? So they added $1 billion overnight. Overnight. This is what I've been telling you guys behind it, like consistently, right? Even yesterday. The big boys are buying behind the scenes. And I see this all the time. I see the comments. People don't understand this concept. They're like, George, you're saying that big boys, Wall Street, institutional investors are buying, but why is it not reflected in the price? Well, when these guys buy, they don't want to drive prices up. Think about it. Why would you want the price to go up while you're buying? Then you're getting less. So these guys, oftentimes will cause the FUD that you're hearing about. Yes, it's unfortunate. They cause the FUD like Scott Miner because he's trying to get Bitcoin cheap, right? Just like all the other guys. So what they do is they try to buy as low as possible, right? And they spread out buys, causing as little price movement as possible. And this is very different than the whales that are trying to manipulate the market right now, utilizing leverage and so forth. They purposely leverage up and do it on a spot exchange to drive prices down, to scare you. So there's different strategies and different tactics by different people. But the reason why Grayscale Trust continues to go up and why, look at this, Morgan Stanley's new Bitcoin Trust, it's only been out for 2 weeks, have drawn in close to $30 million. Why do you think these numbers are going up, right? Because these large guys are buying in, right? So despite the fact Bitcoin, seems to have stalled out, these guys, they're buying as much as possible. They know this is the new, this is a new digital gold. And, gold has been fought over. A lot of you guys watched that debate, but Michael Saylor makes a point. Gold there's been wars and stuff, and governments trying to confiscate it and this and that, right? Gold has a really troubled history, but Bitcoin, these guys, these institutional guys, and Wall Street now, they realize, what? This is time to stock up because in the future it could be like that too, where you just can't get any Bitcoin because there is a set supply, right? So these guys are buying behind the scenes. This is the bigger picture thing I've been talking about, right? These big guys are buying while retail investors are wondering, is Bitcoin's topping? It's just so ridiculous. Don't fall for the FUD. Ignore the FUD that people are trying to spread. Oh, Bitcoin's at a top. It's about to go down to 40,000. That's nonsense. That's utterly nonsense. Pay attention to what's going on behind the scenes. Why are Grayscale Trusts increasing? Because people are buying it. Same thing. Why is Morgan Stanley? Why did their fund attract $30 million? Because people are buying it. Why is Ethereum going up? Because there's an Ethereum ETF and people are buying it. That's the reason why. Because there is a whole lot of buying, and this is not stopping anytime soon, right? So this is part of the bigger picture kind of thing I think you guys need to, pay attention to. All right, what else is there? Well, BitGo, I just talked about yesterday. They provide insurance, up to $700 million insurance. They also provide custody service. So this is interesting. The U.S. Marshals is going to be using BitGo for custody. In fact, they have about 4.5. No, it's a $4.5 million deal, but they will potentially hold millions of dollars of seized cryptocurrency. Interesting. So if the U.S. Marshals trust BitGo, I would say they're a pretty good firm. They're a pretty good firm for holding your Bitcoin and their insurance. And of course, they're in the U.S., highly regulated and stuff like that. So always good to see. And by the way, here's a plug. My sponsor, BlockFi, they use BitGo. So that's telling you something. All right, moving on. New York Stock Exchange president is bullish on Coinbase listing and DeFi. This is interesting. So to quote him, DeFi exchanges are doing as much volume, if not more, than Coinbase today. That is right. Just look at Uniswap and PancakeSwap and all these other players that's in this space, right? This space has taken off, but the traditional competitors, Wall Street banks, who for a century or multiple centuries had the markets in every asset, had made markets in every asset all around the world, have just ignored this, right? They've been ignoring it. And now they're trying to get in. That's why every single bank is now embracing Bitcoin or trying to come out with a service. And then they allowed Coinbase to become an $80 billion company. And ARK Invest, I've been covering them a lot too. Kathy Wood have been buying Coinbase shares nonstop, left and right. And that tells you something. That tells you something, right? So people really, really, really love Bitcoin. They all want a Bitcoin strategy right now, which is why Coinbase's IPO has done really well, has not dipped down. A lot of these promising IPOs that came out this year, immediately after opening day, they started dipping down, right? But not Coinbase. So they're holding actually really well and they have gone up. It kind of shows you why Bitcoin is here to stay and why the entire market is here to stay, because everyone wants a piece. Everyone wants a piece. It's that simple. It's that simple. Here's another one. And this relates to taxes. Okay, no one wants to talk about taxes, but we know IRS is getting very serious. But I want to bring this up because iTrustCapital, they allow you to trade, okay, and buy. I should say trade out of there. Buy, hold crypto with your IRA and 401k, and they recently announced they have more than $1 billion in total now on their platform. That is a lot. Investors deposit over 300 million capital on their platform just the first 3 months of this year. So it shows you, again, how much money is flowing into the market. And in case you guys aren't wondering, iTrust does allow you to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polkadot, which is new, Chainlink, Cardano, and physical gold, for those of you guys that actually want to hold gold. So that's iTrustCapital. So that also shows you how much money is coming into the space. Looking at CMC, we are at 2.08 trillion. BTC Dominance is at 49.5, 14.6 for Ethereum. I mentioned that already. And you can see Ethereum is above 2,600 today. Overall, big caps are down just slightly. But you do have some good movers. You do have some green, right? And Solana, one project I've been very bullish on. I've been talking a lot about Solana. They're up 15%. They are now officially a big cap. Every single day, there seems to be a new big cap now. So Solana, welcome. If they could hold, that would definitely be a huge thing. Like I always say, it's really, really, really hard to become a big cap. It's really hard to become a 10 billion plus crypto company. No matter how much pumps and dumps that happen with crypto, with a lot of these projects, it is very, very, very hard to maintain this kind of momentum, this kind of traction, and have this many people hold the tokens, right? So Solana, very, very, very promising. And you know what? Others are they're not sitting idle. A lot of these smart contract plays like Neo has been coming up very, very fast. They're taking a breather, but they're at 7 billion already too. Tron, of course, a lot of controversy around Justin, but still, they're about to become a big cap. In fact, they were. I think they just slid out of big cap territory, right? And there's others like Makers that's still pumping. They've been very stagnant for a while. Even Ethereum Classic is pumping, right? And I don't even know why they're pumping, but they are. Compound is doing very good today. Matic, Polygon is doing very good today. So you have some really good movers. You have some good movers. I just talked about Near Protocol in my video yesterday, right? The best of the worst. Near was one of them, and they're up good 6-7% today. Even SushiSwap is up. So overall market is looking pretty darn healthy at this point. All right, now, before I get into Q&A, I have a new sponsor, and this is a project I think a lot of you guys like and enjoy, because I got asked about this project many times, for a long time. And that is OVR. OVR, they are an augmented VR marketplace. So actually doing more research on them, it seems actually kind of interesting. So this concept is not new. Google and even Snapchat, they have done this before. But basically, they have taken over the world, basically. And you can buy parcels of land, and you can own that. And there's things that you can do within that land. There's you know, you could have a lot of items in there and you could create challenges and stuff like that, right? So this is all about augmented reality. Basically, you're walking around and you could just do and look at a lot of cool stuff. And you look at the map, right? I was just curious, like, how much land has been bought, and you could just zoom in and you could see like everywhere there's land that's bought everywhere and claimed. So there's a lot of people that's actually utilizing this already. I was really quite surprised. You just go through, you know, anywhere in the US, you could see a lot. And it's not just in the US. You know, for those of you guys are in Europe, look at Europe is dominated with this too. So there's a lot of people that's actually playing and claiming land, right? So that's actually a big part. Obviously, OVR is their token. They have virtualized basically the entire world, right? And you can earn OVR token by buying, selling, or renting your land. And content creators can build and publish experiences. Interesting. And there's also nodes as well. And they have a new marketplace. Okay. And they came out this PR saying that over 200,000 NFTs have been sold within their marketplace already. And that's within just 4 months. And they will be selling the Eiffel Tower April 30th. That's pretty amazing. And they're having a new virtual art gallery that will open on the 26th. And they're working with Italian artists and others. So they're definitely moving forward. So actually, OVR looks very, very nice. They're actually really executing at this point. They have a lot of interesting things happening. So if you're interested, that's OVR in a nutshell. So check them out. Their URL is in the description of this video. All right, guys, let's do some Q&A now. Yeah, you guys need to stop it with the ducks. Thoughts on VeChain? You guys know I love VeChain. I love VeChain. My two biggest holdings. No, I shouldn't share it because that's like another video. But VeChain is hot. After it became a big cap, it just kept going. Now it's at number 13. It's not quite there at number 10. You know, I've always said it's going to be number 10. I think it will come pretty soon. And I don't think it's just going to stop at number 10. I think it's going to go a lot higher. Let's not talk about that one hump pipe, the really pumped up project, okay? Let's not talk about it. PancakeSwap, the next big cap. I mean, it could. If you look at PancakeSwap and you look at the volume on there, it already well exceeds Uniswap. It could definitely be bigger than Uniswap, right? It is the biggest AMM by volume now. In fact, there's more volume on PancakeSwap alone than all of Ethereum combined. So take a second to think about that. And think about how undervalued just this AMM is versus, say, something like Uniswap. So it definitely could happen. Carlos, I'm not even going to talk about that. Whether it could take off, you determine that. But thanks for a laugh. I don't like Singularity.net. I think AI marketplaces are just too early right now. Take another look at Senso. Look at the founder and partner. Epic Games, the development partner. Let's see. Partnerships. So they're like another kind of like virtual world kind of thing, right? Who is their partners? Epic Games. That's pretty much just it. That's it. Tidal. Well, Tidal is the one that Square bought. Oh, this is interesting. Tidal. We know they're going to get into NFTs. Epic Games. We'll see if Fortnite does something. We'll see if Fortnite does something. It's interesting. Interesting. I'll take a better look at them. Where are they at? And they're on KuCoin. So, could be a gem. Could be a gem. So, I'll put that in the maybe pile. Title Finance. I don't have any. I don't know that project, and it just sounds like every other DeFi play. Zilliqa. I like Zilliqa. They're one of the ones smart contract plays from 2017, and I think they're doing big things. I interviewed, their CEO Amrit. So take a look at that. Take a look at that interview if you haven't. Do you think Matic will be a big cap? I don't see Matic being a big cap. I think I see Polygon going higher, but I don't see them being big cap. Yeah, they could. Well, keep this in mind. As the market cap gets bigger and bigger and bigger, obviously a lot more of these will become big caps, become 10 billion plus, right? So when I say no, I mean like short term. Like maybe toward the end of the year, everything that you see in the top 100 now will become big caps. It could be a possibility because there's this much money. But right now, I would say no. I think they're about where they should be. Of course, they could go a little bit higher, but yeah. So I guess it just depends on your time frame. What do you think about the Cardano event? I mean, it better be explosive because a lot of people is looking forward to it, and Charles has been hyping that as why Cardano is the one chain that everyone should get into. He's been hyping this Africa deal for a very, very, very long time. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hey, George bought Nulls a long time ago. Left it on yes. Said the old version. Yeah, they upgraded because that was a ERC20 token. They upgraded to their mainnet. So you have to. There is a converter. So you have to look for it. So you could convert to the new one because they've launched their own chain. So it's a native token now. I don't know about Hathor. I've looked at it before. It just looks like a lot like the other ones I've seen. So I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. So maybe they have a fantastic team or traction, but I at first glance I didn't see it. It says create your token less than a minute. Well, I might have to test it out and see if that's true. Do you see Anchor being a long-term hold? I think so. I think enough people, especially newcomers in the game, they don't know how to deploy their own nodes. I think Anchor is an obvious choice, but is it a revolutionary idea? No, but it's a necessary one. Let's just say that. Can you look at decentralized insurance working in Africa? Yeah, I don't trust that. I don't trust any insurance plays at all. Especially if they're trying to target like third world countries, in Africa. Oh, I would stay really, really away. There's no way that you can trust that. What's your opinion on Cartesi? They're optimistic. Roll-ups could solve ETH gas issues. I like to think so, but you know what? I don't know. And it got pushed back, so there's a lot of layer 2 solutions out there, but Ethereum has always ignored them, always wanted to choose their own path. There's a lot. They used to partner up. I mean, Vitalik used to be a advisor for OMG, so they could have easily just kind of did something with OMG back in the day, but they never did. Isn't this... Yeah, this is an Oracle system. This is not a layer 2. Or maybe they are a layer 2 too. But Oracles, I don't trust any of them besides Chainlink. SB39, appreciate it. Mandela Exchange, I don't like it. It's just a copy of Binance. So, and they say they're riding on Binance Cloud. They're like the only ones that's doing that. I just go with Binance. Thoughts on OMG? Just kind of shared that. OMG is it's one of the oldest layer 2s that Tether was supposed to utilize. But, I don't know what happened. I think Tether no longer utilizes them because Tether is still very expensive to transfer. So, they are what they are. I just don't know what kind of traction they have at this point. The biggest one was Tether declared they were going to move to OMG to reduce fees, but I don't see it. I don't see it at all. You move a ERC20 Tether, it still costs you a ton. So I don't know. Frankie says this is insane. What is insane? Gala Games, I've seen that before. A co-founder of Zynga. I did look at that. That's promising. That's the only thing that's really promising. You create a decentralized game kind of like Farmland, but it's like name recognition. So it could be good if you could get it to be viral. Chain Games. Chain Games is like a betting platform for esports. There's been a lot. That's tried to replicate that setup, and they have failed. So we'll see if Chain Games can do well. Have you heard of DAG Constellation, Layer 0 solution, big data management? I have. Not too familiar with them, but I have. Shopping.io, I think they have to prove themselves first. They got kind of hyped up really quick where you can shop for things with crypto. But I don't know how many people are using it, how limiting it is. But they got pumped up quite a bit before. Constellation, different approach to blockchain, big data, validation, big data and organization, big scalable interoperability. Yeah, I've seen this before. I just, and they're a DAG setup. They do work some good partners. So it looks like they work with Hyperledger. Splunk. It could be good. I just don't know enough about them. It could be good. The one thing that could be holding them back is big data. Like retail investors, do they even know what big data is? Do they care? That's the thing. It's more geared towards businesses and other blockchains that may have to store a lot of data, right? So I don't know. There are some coins that's like sexy and some that are not. So I think that's one that's not. BlockFi is not insured, but the custody services they work with, like BitGo and Gemini, are. So, in that sense, yes. What do you think about Pond? I have looked at Marlin before. I've done a deep dive on them. They basically help scale. They're also like a layer 2, but they call it a layer 0. But they help Ethereum scale. And they're well funded. They have some good backers, but they kind of lost a lot of traction. But we'll see. We'll see if they could come back. I'm not gonna look at that 1 million liquidity coin. SRK, is that SparkPoint? Yeah, SparkPoint is like a payment app, financial app, DeFi, but they're in Vietnam, so I think that's gonna hold them back. Vulcan Forge, blockchain games, 9 games to go, usable NFT. I have heard of them before, but this is what I've been saying. About NFTs. There's too many marketplaces. There's oversaturation right now, which is why most NFT plays are not moving anymore because there's just so many out there, right? So I don't know if Vulcan Forge is really going to pick up from here. Today, they're obviously big, doing well, but I don't know. Let's see. They are Uniswap only. So if they get added to, let's say, Coinbase, they're not going to get added to Coinbase. But if they get added to Binance or KuCoin, they could be good. Play, build, collaborate, and bring your ideas. Okay. A lot of games. Could be good. Could be good. I'll put on a maybe pile too. Maybe pile. But like I said, there's just oversaturation right now with NFTs. BNB took funds from my account without depositing coins. Very challenging getting attention. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. They don't just take funds out of your accounts without depositing them. I think you probably transfer something wrong. That's what it sounds like. But regardless, open a ticket. Open a support ticket and work with them. Traditionally in the past, they have been really good at case tickets. I know recently them and everyone else, there's a lot of delay because there's just an influx of new users, but work with them on with their tickets. Best diversity for holding crypto. What percentage would be in a wallet versus BlockFi versus exchange account? I mean, that's really up to you. Some people put everything on, a hardware wallet, right? Some people leave, say, some of it, like 50% exchange, so they could trade, or a smaller percent on exchange. But if you're holding a lot that you just want to make interest, then you could put it into something like BlockFi, where it just gives you consistent interest, right? So, I mean, there's no right or wrong answer. You just have to determine that. You only live once. Finance. Well, that probably is not a good one. Is it this? No, it's not this. I remember even afraid to pull up that website. It's probably some like crazy website. I spelled once wrong. You only live once. Yeah, I'm not going to do a deep dive on that. Oh, that's not what I wanted to pull up. Thoughts on Algo and other low cap APY coins? Algo, I'm just kind of neutral on, so I don't know. I don't know. I just think there's other ones that's more promising. Have you heard of the Yaxis ERC 667? No, I have not. I did not know there's a new 677 token. Do you like Crypto.com? How do you feel about locking crypto for returns? It's like I said, just like BlockFi, just like Celsius, just like Nexo, or even Kava. I mean, a lot of people want to make interest with their crypto, right? So there's native interest by just holding. Voyager also adds this, so it just depends on if you want to make money with it or not. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that. What's a good option for BNB cold storage? Ledger supports BNB. Trust Wallet supports BNB, so they're good. What happened to TLM price since Alien Worlds launch on Binance? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Will Litecoin follow Ethereum's rally? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Litecoin, and it has been really, really stagnant. But usually in crypto, everything gets a chance. They get their own pump moment. But I'm not sure. Litecoin has been really stagnant. I just say just buy Bitcoin over Litecoin. So, all right, guys. I'm gonna let you guys go. That's pretty much it. I mean, today overall, Bitcoin kind of stuck in that lower level of that range between 57 and 54, right? Let's see. I love to see Bitcoin get some more momentum, but right now there's just a lot of money that's going into altcoins. But still, I think Bitcoin will have its day. It's going to be above 60,000 once again pretty soon, hopefully soon. Because the more Bitcoin rises, the more it's going to pull the entire market up. But while we wait, altcoins are doing pretty darn good, and there's reason for that. All right, that is it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned tonight, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right.